Hey guys, so the 2017 Academy Awards are literally just a couple days away, and this is an event I usually look forward to during the year. I like to watch the Oscars, I like to predict who's going to win, so this year I thought I'd do a quick video on my predictions as to who the Academy are going to pick. They don't always pick the people that I want to win the most, but it's always still fun to see who they pick. There's always a few curveballs in there, some surprises on the night. Odds are there'll be some tears and some political talk on Donald Trump, but yes, the night is going to be a fun one. Last year I came first out of all my friends, I guess 17 out of 24 correctly, and hopefully this year I might get a few more, you never know. I'm not going to do all the categories because if I did this video, it would go on way longer than it needs to. So I'm keeping it down to a lean 9 categories. Those 9 categories are Best Director, Best Picture, the 4 acting categories, Best Original Screenplay, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Animated Feature. Alright, let's get the show on the road and let's get started with Best Supporting Actor. So in the Best Supporting Actor category, the nominees are Mahershala Ali in Moonlight, Jeff Bridges in Hell or High Water, Lucas Hedges in Manchester by the Sea, Dev Patel in Lion, and Michael Shannon for Nocturnal Animals. And the winner for Best Supporting Actor will be Mahershala Ali for Moonlight. Yeah guys, I think Mahershala Ali is going to be the one to take home the gong on the night. This category has been an interesting one to predict because all the way through awards season there hasn't been a clear frontrunner who you could definitely go 100% yes, he is going to be the absolute winner. But if you look at all the nominees and their credentials, it looks like Mahershala Ali is the frontrunner at the moment, and I think he will take it home. All very worthy performances, but there's no doubt that Mahershala Ali's limited performance in Moonlight really struck a chord with Academy voters. He also ticks a couple of the minority boxes as well, being a black man and also a Muslim man. So if he won, he'd be the first Muslim man to win an acting gong. And after the previous 2 years of the hashtag Oscars so white, I think the Academy will favour more of the non-white nominees this year. I don't agree with the politics of the Oscars and how people use their votes, but I do agree that Mahershala Ali is the best of the 5 nominees this year. Next up guys, we have Best Supporting Actress. And in this category we have Viola Davis for Fences, Nicole Kidman for Lion, Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea, Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures, and Naomi Harris for Moonlight. And the winner for the night will be Viola Davis for Fences. Yes, Viola Davis is absolutely going to win this one. Out of all the awards this year, this is probably the only category that I can safely say this is a lock to win. She has previously played this role on Broadway and won a Tony Award for it. She's been nominated twice before by the Academy and still hasn't won, and she is sort of seen by the Academy as someone who's far deserving of an Oscar by now, like Leonardo DiCaprio was last year. This category is also very awesome because it's also the most diverse of all the acting categories. There are 3 non-white performances in this category, which is astounding. But yeah, there's no one in this category that I feel is a real threat to Viola Davis. The only person that might have a chance is Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea, but I do feel like people will sway more towards Viola Davis on the night. Right, so next up we have the first of the 2 writing categories. So let's take a look at the nominees for Best Original Screenplay. Here we have Taylor Sheridan for Hell or High Water, Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Lobster, God I hope I said his name right, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, and Mike Mills for 20th Century Women. And the winner will be Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea. Yeah guys, I have so much love for Manchester by the Sea, but there are so many other films this year that have sort of eclipsed it in a sense, but I do feel like the Academy will honour it, and I feel like this is where they're most likely to honour it. Kenneth Lonergan's work on Manchester by the Sea, both in directing and writing, is phenomenal, but where he truly shines is the writing, because he manages to capture that sort of delicate nuance of the way humans actually talk. When you watch Manchester by the Sea, you really feel like you're eavesdropping on other people's just normal conversations. It's so real, it's so beautiful, and it's so human as well. And again, all the people in this category do deserve to be here, but I don't see anyone who's as worthy as Kenneth Lonergan to take this home. Damien Chazelle might swoop in and steal it, but I hope he doesn't because he should be honoured for directing, not writing. And moving into the next writing category, we have Best Adapted Screenplay. In this category, we have Eric Heisserer for Arrival, August Wilson for Fences, Alison Schroeder and Theodore Melfi for Hidden Figures, Luke Davies for Lion, and last but not least, we have Moonlight, screenplay by Barry Jenkins and story by Terrell Alvin McCraney. And the winner will be Moonlight, screenplay by Barry Jenkins and story by Terrell Alvin McCraney. Yeah guys, I was absolutely blown away by Moonlight, and this is where Barry Jenkins should take home the Oscar, I think. Yeah guys, this was a slightly harder one for me to predict because I thought maybe the Academy might give Arrival some recognition. It's beloved by critics, it's got a really strong script, but then I thought it is a sci-fi and the Academy hasn't always shown great love for sci-fis. And also what Barry Jenkins managed to pull off with Moonlight is astonishing, both in direction and writing. But I do believe he's more likely to win writing than he is directing, but more on that later. Everyone is talking about Moonlight. Critics are loving it, audience members are loving it, the Academy's loving it. It's a wonderfully powerful story which ticks a lot of boxes that Academy love. It's got 10 nominations, and while La La Land will probably take home the most awards, I think they will want to honor Moonlight, and this is the most likely where it's going to succeed. That and Mahershala Ali for Best Supporting Actor. So I'm thinking, yeah, Moonlight's going to be the one to take this home tomorrow. Alright guys, so next category is Best Actor, and the nominees are Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea, Andrew Garfield for Hacksaw Ridge, Ryan Gosling for La La Land, Viggo Mortensen for Captain Fantastic, and Denzel Washington for Fences. And the winner, guys, will be Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea. And God, guys, this has been such a difficult one for me to actually choose, because all the way back in November after I saw Manchester by the Sea, I thought absolutely rock solid that Casey Affleck is a shoo-in to win this. But over the course of the award season, controversy struck. All these stories started coming about, all these sexual allegations about Casey Affleck, and it really could have damaged his chances of winning on the night. And then Denzel Washington started gaining some momentum. Not only does he give a cracking performance in Fences, but he directed it as well, and he's been loved by the Academy for so much longer than Casey Affleck. He's won 2 Oscars already and been nominated a bunch of times before, and maybe the Academy will want to make history and give him a 3rd acting gong, and that'll make him the first black man in history to win 3 Academy Awards for acting. He won the SAG Award for Best Actor, and as the past 13 years have proven, the person who takes home the SAG Award for Best Actor usually gets the Oscar as well. But of course the award season isn't an exact science, and like I've found in these situations it's always best to go with my gut. And while I know most people are predicting Denzel Washington will be the one to take it home, I personally believe that it's going to be Casey Affleck. The impact that his performance made on people was earth-shattering. Loads of people were talking about it. Something in my gut just says, yeah, the Academy are probably going to give him some sympathy, and yes, finally give him a little bit of recognition. So next category is Best Actress. And in this category we have Isabel Huppert for Elle, Ruth Negga for Loving, Natalie Portman for Jackie, Emma Stone for La La Land, and Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. And the winner of Best Actress, I think, will be Emma Stone for La La Land. All evidence suggests that Emma Stone is most likely to take home the Oscar that night, but for me personally, I wanted Natalie Portman to take home the Oscar for Jackie, and I've always seen this category as a 3-way race between Isabel Huppert, Emma Stone, and Natalie Portman. But Emma Stone has been collecting all the awards ever since award season started, but Natalie Portman had such good early buzz, but it just sort of dwindled. And then there's Isabel Huppert, who is like the European version of Meryl Streep, and she gave a powerhouse performance in Elle, and this is only her first Oscar nomination. But the problem was not enough people were talking about it. But she does have a lot of love with the Academy, so you never know, she could just swoop in like a dark horse and take it. The best way to think of it is that Emma Stone is very good in a great film. Natalie Portman gives a great performance in a good film, and Isabel Huppert gives an amazing performance in an underseen film. But I've got to go with my gut, guys, and because Emma Stone is the only actress in this category whose performance for the film that she's nominated for is nominated for Best Picture also, makes her a little bit more likely that she's going to be the one to take it home on the night. Who knows, it could be a surprise win, but most likely it will be Emma Stone. So that's where I'm putting my prediction. So next category is Best Animated Feature. And the nominees are Kubo and the Two Strings, Moana, My Life as Zucchini, The Red Turtle, and Zootropolis, or Zootopia if you're watching from across the pond in America. And the winner for Best Animated Feature will go to Zootropolis. Yeah guys, this is a pretty self-assured prediction because the Academy does tend to favour Disney films. And whilst Moana has been a hit with critics and fans, I do believe that more people have seen Zootropolis and will admire it for its messages on politics and race. It would be really cool to see Kubo and the Two Strings win, but yeah, Zootropolis is the safest and most obvious that the Academy will vote for. Right, getting so close to the end of this list and moving into the penultimate category is Best Director. And the nominees for Best Director are Denis Villeneuve for Arrival, Mel Gibson for Hacksaw Ridge, Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, and Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. And the winner, guys, will be Damien Chazelle for La La Land. Yeah guys, this is another one that I think is a pretty safe bet as well, because Damien Chazelle has been sweeping it at the award season, and rightfully so, because his modern day throwback to 50s musicals is an astonishing piece of cinema. With 14 nominations, that just shows how much love the Academy has for this film, and I do believe it will win in some of the big categories. The only other person I think that could have an outside chance is Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. His movie Moonlight has been gaining so much momentum over the Oscar season. More people have seen it, more people are talking about it. It's a powerful bit of cinema, and it's also an important film in terms of like progress of what we're seeing on screen. It's almost like watching visual poetry as well. The way it's crafted is just so elegant and moving. But in the end, I do think the Academy will favour Damien Chazelle, making him the youngest person to win Best Director at the Oscars ever. But if it did go to Barry Jenkins in the end, I wouldn't be upset. I think both Damien Chazelle and Barry Jenkins would be very deserving of it. They're literally 50-50 in my mind. But I do believe Damien Chazelle will clinch it. And last but not least, we have the most important of all the awards, and that is Best Picture. And the nominees are for Best Picture, Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Moonlight. And the winner for the 2017 Best Picture will go to La La Land. Yeah, of course it's gonna be La La Land. The Academy is made up of actors, and actors love watching movies about actors. Look at the last few years of the Oscars with films like Birdman and The Artist and Argo winning. They're all Hollywood-centric. And yeah, actors love something that they can relate to. And I know La La Land has received a lot of backlash and it's been overhyped. I'm probably as guilty as anyone for overhyping it. But that still doesn't stop it from being crowned the Best Picture, and it should be crowned the Best Picture. What Damien Chazelle managed to pull off is no short of astonishing. He managed to make old-fashioned musicals cool again. This Technicolor world of joy and optimism has been so relished because there's been so much crappy shit going on in the world the last year that it's nice to see something that reminds us of hope and joy. I do think that Moonlight is also a very worthy winner in terms of what it addresses, but the fact that a film that is centered around an African-American gay man is even in the Best Picture category is a win by itself. Is the Academy ready to crown something like that Best Picture? I would love to see it do that, but at the same time, I love La La Land so much. And again, either way, I'd be happy to see either film win, but I do honestly believe La La Land is going to win. If the Academy did choose to crown Moonlight, then yes, it would be a massive step forward in terms of equality and inclusivity. It could also help pave the way for more films about minorities. But yeah, La La Land will win and should win, but at the same time, Moonlight, if it did win, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be actually very happy. I guess we'll find out in a couple of days. Alright guys, that is my 2017 Oscar predictions video done with. I will be watching the Oscars on Sunday night, and if you want to know what my opinions are on the winners and the overall coverage of the night, you can catch me here on Twitter. And if you're curious as to know what my predictions for other categories will be, the ones that I haven't covered in this video, then yeah, feel free to comment below or you can tweet me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield. I'll see you next time.